In this video, you will learn the history of the very first forms of exchange and who made a fortune from it. We will tell you about the evolution of the financial system and how money changed and how you can take advantage of it right now. And also at the end of the video, we will reveal to you the top secret on how to make money in 2023. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll get started. Chapter 1. The History of the First Forms of Exchange. The history of the first forms of exchange is a fascinating historical journey that covers a long period of development of exchange systems. There are 6 phased forms of exchange of money before money existed. 1. Commodity subsistence exchange. In the beginning, when people lived in communities and tribes, the exchange of goods and services was often commodity natural exchange. People exchanged goods that had value to them. For example, a hunter might exchange meat for tools from a blacksmith. 2. Exchange of shells and stones. In some cultures, such as African tribes, shells, stones, or other natural objects were used as a means of exchange. These objects had an accepted value and could be used for transactions. 3. Resource exchange systems. Early societies had resource exchange systems where some tribes or groups provided goods or services to others in exchange for needed resources, such as food or raw materials. 4. Use of livestock. Some societies also used livestock as a means of exchange. However, this was not always a convenient method, and large livestock were not always an easily moved medium of exchange. 5. Metal objects. As societies and trade developed, metal objects such as copper and silver became widely used as money. They were easily portable and durable, making them a convenient medium of exchange. 6. The first coins. Ancient Greece and Lydia, now Turkey, created the first metal coins in the 7th to 6th centuries BC. These coins were standardized and had symbols that facilitated their use in trade. These early forms of exchange served as the basis for the further development of money as a medium of exchange and store of value. The history of money is tied to the evolution of society and commerce, and it continues to evolve in the modern world with the advent of new technologies and financial instruments. Chapter 2. The Origin of Money. The birth of money is an interesting stage in human history when the exchange of goods and services gradually evolved into the use of specialized means of exchange and store of value. Here is how it happened. 1. Systems of mutual exchange. At the very beginning of human history, exchange was based on the principle of commodity subsistence exchange. People exchanged goods and services that they needed. However, this was not always convenient, and there were often difficulties in assessing the value of goods. 2. Appearance of the first money. To solve this problem, people began using objects with an accepted value, such as shells, stones, or animal teeth, as a means of exchange. These items had a value that everyone recognized. 3. Metal money. Later in history, the first metal coins were created in ancient Greece and Lydia, now Turkey. These coins were standardized and easy to exchange. They usually had symbols and images that made them easy to identify and authenticate. 1. Paper money. With the development of trade and financial relations, there was a need for a more convenient means of exchange. Paper money was invented in China in the 7th century AD and later spread around the world. These paper bills were lighter and easier to carry than metal coins. 2. Banks and central banks. With the development of the financial system and banking, banks started issuing paper money and checks. States and central banks also began issuing money to stabilize financial markets and control the money supply. 3. Electronic money and cryptocurrencies. With the advent of modern technology, it has become possible to make electronic payments and use cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin, as a means of exchange. These new forms of money provide new opportunities and challenges for the financial system. So, the origin of money was the result of the evolution of exchange systems and society's constant need for convenient means of exchange and storage of value. Over time, forms of money became more and more convenient and adapted to the needs of developing economies. Chapter 3. Summarizing. And so, dear viewers, we conclude our journey into the world of the history of money. We have seen how at first the exchange of goods and services was simple and commodity-like, and then the advent of paper and metal money made this exchange much more efficient and convenient. Money has become an integral part of our daily lives and the world economy. The history of money is the history of human innovation, trade, and economic development. We have seen them evolve from ancient systems of exchange to modern electronic payment systems and cryptocurrencies. Understanding this history helps us better understand how the modern financial system functions and the challenges it presents. Money is more than just bills and coins. It is a symbol of value, trust, and opportunity. We hope this video has helped you better understand how money came to be and how it affects our lives. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give us likes, and share this video with your friends. See you all again, and remember, knowledge is power.